Alright, welcome race fans once again to MaxSpeedTV. We have an exciting race coming your way here in the next 20 minutes or so. But as always, before we get into all the racing action, we want to go through all the sponsors here on MaxSpeedTV that make it possible, starting with Menu Runners, brand new coming on board, hopefully coming on board here in the next couple of days. So we are in talks with them, but we want to go ahead and give them a big shout out regardless, just for at least talking to us. So if you are in the Texas, Oklahoma area, you can definitely give a shout out to them. Delivery done right is their slogan, and they do a good job of it. Delivering food to restaurants or from restaurants that normally don't deliver it. If they're not in your area, make sure you shoot them a message, say, hey, we want you in our area, and maybe they will look into getting into your area. SimSpeedShop.com if you're looking for some awesome looking button boxes. Now e-brakes coming in there as well. Make sure you check them out. We have some special stuff going to be working on with them here in the next week or so. Our brand new sponsor coming on board, HomeNet Hosting and PC Repair. Obviously the name says it all. If you're looking for some hosting, check them out, as well as PC repair. Elite 7 Racing, they have been on board for quite some time now. One of our longest running sponsors here at MaxSpeedTV. So definitely, if you're looking to watch a great racing team, check them out. 7 of the best dirt racers here on iRacing. And of course, Ohio IndyCar League. They've been on for just a short period of time, but definitely check them out. We also are going to be broadcasting their series here for the Ohio IndyCar League. If you are in the Ohio Club, you can look into getting that. Josh Medlock will be covering that here in the next probably month or so. I'm not sure exactly when they start, but he will be covering all that action. Of course, on the racing side of things, there are several sponsors. Of course, Sanctuary Studios. Josh Cushman is the owner of that. Big shout out to him for coming on board. He also is the title sponsor for the truck series running on Thursday nights. And of course, this whole series right here is presented by Highway Equipment Company. They have 2 divisions. One of those is a new leader. We will have a couple of drivers running their onboard cameras here tonight, as well as Highway, their other division, and we will indeed have drivers running those logos for their onboard camera as well. So be looking for that. We'll go on board with them throughout the night. But tonight you are watching the Northwest Xfinity Series presented by Highway Equipment Company. It's going to be a good race here in probably the next 20 minutes or so. We will have KR joining us in the booth. He is not here yet. He is over doing another race at Talladega right now. So again, he will be with us shortly. But to go through our pre-race analysts here, looking at the track, partly cloudy, north winds at 2 miles per hour, so not a very high wind as we're watching a car get into the inside wall there. Partly cloudy, so it's a little cooler, 78 degrees. Track temp has 104 degrees. Humidity at 55%. Zero fog here. It is a nice, crisp day out there, everyone. Able to see the track very clearly here tonight. So that is that. 100 laps is what we have here. 150 miles. This is a 1.5 mile track. Tire window, we had to adjust that. These guys are screaming new tires a lot here tonight. So we have to do that 10 to 12 laps. If we run with that many on these tires, these guys are going to be looking to get some fresh tires very quickly here tonight. Fuel window, on the other hand, 38 to 42 laps. So they have a pretty good fuel window here. Almost half the race, but again, tires are going to be what they're struggling and wanting here tonight. Pit road, 50 miles an hour, so not very fast compared to the 170, 80 that they're doing around the track. As you see, I'm doing a quick pit party right now. So again, that is all coming up here shortly. Real fast, let's run through the point standings for you. Looking at Chris White, he has a lead of 29 points over Case Hinkins right now, followed by Brian Barnes, Gary Nichols, David Applegate, Carl Burke, Jeff Stabnow, and Matt Henry. Brad Cornell and Brett Johnson round out your top 10. Looking a little bit further here, Mark Wall's someone we're going to keep an eye on here tonight. Sitting currently in 11th position, 89 points out of first place. Andy Vogt, another driver, working his way through the field right now to top 10 here in points. Sitting back in 12th place, Scott Mann 13th, Tom Green 14th, Michael Peterson is rounding out your top 15. Behind them, some other drivers we expect to see moving their way forward in the point standings. Kevin Geiger 16th, Trent Alley 17th, Corey Walters 18th. He has a win here this season, so we definitely are going to keep an eye on him to see if he can pick up a second win here in the series. Sean Breitzman, another very fast driver, someone to keep an eye on, back in 19th. We will see him move into the top 10 very shortly, I'm sure of that, in the point standings. And Donald Swayfield back in 20th, 148 points out. But again, not a whole lot of people as far as real contenders yet. You see these guys 100 and some odd points out. That's a big gap, so you're not, say, right there on the edge of trying to get that lead. But they do run a chase here. Playoffs will play a factor into that, so you don't necessarily have to be right there in the 10 or minus 10, 15, 20 points out. As long as you're hanging in there, that will do it here once we get it to the playoffs. So keep an eye on that. Once we get to the playoffs, you will see a designated color for people that are in the playoffs and people that are on the bubble of trying to get in there. So we'll let you know of all that when it does come out. But right now, we again are here in practice. We're just going to step away one last moment here. We got about 13 minutes to go. These guys are out just running a few more laps for the moment anyway. We're going to step away, get some last minute stuff taken care of, and we'll be right back. Hopefully, Kara will be joining us here shortly. So again, just give us about 2 minutes to get some last minute stuff sorted out, and we'll be right back. Alright, we are back here real fast for just a moment here. As you can see, we do have the top 10 free racing up here. Again, this is the Northwest Xfinity Series. So obviously, coming up here in just a little bit, we do have qualifying coming up next. Later tonight, we'll get into the racing. Of course, tomorrow we have the North iRacing Series and the American Racing League. So two very great races going on. Rudy will be doing York, and KR will be doing the American Racing League. So big shout out to those guys for covering those. Later this week, two very big races going on, both of which on the same night here. Myself will be covering those. The SRA Global Rallycross Series, that will be Thursday, or it's my bad, Wednesday. It's not on the same night, Wednesday night. It has been a very long night here at MaxSpeedTV. And Thursday night we'll have the Northwest Truck Series. So two, again, very big races coming up. Four total if you count tomorrow night's races as well. So a lot of big races coming up here tonight. But again, let's see here. We'll take a look one more time at the point standings here. We do have Chris White as your points leader. We'll see if we can't get Chris White here in the booth real fast. If we can anyway, so give us one moment and we'll see if we can't do that. Alright guys, we're going to try to get, again, our points leader here, Chris White, into the booth. We did get a little word in with him there while we stepped away, but he is in a driver's meeting right now, so we do not want to interrupt that. So again, we'll let him get settled out. We got about 8 minutes left before we go to qualifying, so we'll see if we can't get a word with him in here after he runs his qualifying lap. Again, in driver's meeting at the moment here, so just very few drivers out on the track at the moment as they are trying to get that driver's meeting out of the way. Some notes you want to note here, of course, the tire wear and the fuel. Definitely want to be watching for pit exit. You're going to have to exit on the backstretch. It's a very skinny, tiny place to exit here at Kentucky Motor Speedway. And, of course, heading onto pit road. You see it right there, that little entrance, the little thing is we have a driver coming onto it right now, two drivers. That is where they're going to come onto pit road. They do not have to come on right there. However, it is beneficial that they do, as it gives them a little bit more time to whoa that car up and get slowed up just a little bit. So we'll keep an eye on all of that to see kind of where it all plays itself out. Hopefully nobody messes up on pit road. That is going to be a very dangerous spot to mess up. You don't want to do it there. So we're going to be keeping a very close eye on all of that here tonight. But again, we have about 6.5 minutes to go. We are just going to let you go kind of rotate through the drivers here so you can get a feel for the cars as we'll pull up the driver bar. So we're going to step away one last time before we get ready for qualifying. Again, and just let it cycle through these drivers here so you can get a feel for what their car looks like and what number they are and what their name is. And some of these guys even have their photos in here, so we'll get to see who it is driving the car. And we'll be back here in about 2 or 3 minutes to wrap up practice and move on to qualifying. Alright, back here, got about 4 minutes to go. Just did a quick check-in on KR to kind of get an idea for his race as well. He is wrapping up, and we do have a winner over in that race. So a big shout out to him for getting that broadcast going here. 100 laps of Talladega, that is a huge broadcast on the Indy standards. Oh, fantastic job for him covering that one all by himself here tonight, as he did a great job at it. We were tuning in earlier tonight. But again, he does have a winner now, so he'll be talking to those guys. So congrats to the winner of that race over at 3 Wide Racing. Again, 3.5 minutes is what we have left. Here you're watching just a few minutes left here in practice. Qualifying going to be very interesting. 23 drivers, as I don't believe Scott Hutchinson will be racing. He disconnected from TeamSpeak, and he dropped connection here in the race, so having internet issues once again here tonight. Very unfortunate for him. He's so fast when he does get the race. Right now, Michael Morris at the top of the charts. Someone we have not talked about a whole lot. He may be new here. I don't remember talking about him at all. So definitely someone we can keep an eye on right now. Andy Vogt, second fastest with a 33.189 here in practice, but a 33.078 from Michael Morris. That is a blistering fast time here. 0.111 faster than Andy Vogt. Case Hinkins in third right now, followed by Matt Henry in fourth, and Brett Johnson in fifth. So very interesting drivers we're used to seeing kind of up at the front, with the exception of Case Hinkins and Andy Vogt. Matt Henry's been up there quite a lot too. Really, so has Brett Johnson in the last few races. But ones we expect to see up there in the top 5, Stabnow, Ottenbacher, Mann, White, Walls, even Burke, Cushman. We have not seen those guys up at the front here in practice so far, so it'll be very interesting to see how it all plays out into the race. But that is coming up here in about a minute 45, so we're going to step away, get to the national anthem, and we'll be right back with qualifying.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Alright, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Qualifying is officially underway. Green flag coming out, 10 minutes. 3 laps is what they have. as you are watching Gary Nichols right now as he comes out onto the track to complete his first lap of qualifying, going to be warm-up. So again, he will have 3 official laps, this being his warm-up lap right now. So it's going to be interesting. I'm not really sure who's going to come out on top here tonight. This could be anybody's guess as to who comes out on top. I would venture to guess we'll see Gary Nichols pretty high up in the list, as we'll actually a little fast to put up our qualifying times there on the side and kind of give you a feel as to who is going to be at the top. Again, anybody could do here. We got about 23 drivers. Nobody has put in a time just yet. But we're just going to have to wait and see once they do. And right there, the O2 of Trenton Barrington going to put in a time of 34.055. So very fast time for himself. See everyone else starting to put in the laps. David Heath going to take it to the top with a 33.96. But can he hold on to the top time here tonight? Gary Nichols currently in second with a 33.574, and it's not going to happen. There's your new pole sitter for the moment, Mark Walls, with a blistering 33.328. David Heath's going to take it to second with a 33.96. So again, very few drivers have put in times, but Mark Walls still at the top. Corey Walters, again, he does have a race win here in this series, 33.516 to put him in fourth now. As Gerald Heffley, one we have not talked about a whole lot here, he puts it in fourth place with a 33.471. A lot of very fast times coming in here. Andy Vogt gonna put it in second with a 33.241.004 off of the pole time of Mark Wall. So who else can get up here to the top times? Josh Cushman out on the track right now, about to put in a lap. See where he stacks up against the field, and it's going to take it to second with a 33.238. So second place time, very fast time right now. Jeff Stabnow just coming out of the pits. So we're going to switch over here to David Applegate, who is on the backstretch, fixing to put in a lap. Josh Cushman, though, just took it to a second. With the fast time, 33.238.002 off of the top time. And that number 95 machine, he is doing a very good job here tonight. So a good job to him. David Applegate taking it to fourth with a 33.296. Jeff Stabnow about to put in a lap there. We'll see what his fast lap is. He is on his heater lap right here. Just got done with the warm-up lap. Obviously, 42.517 is not going to do it here. But he has this lap right here, which is his fast lap. Again, about 23 drivers here tonight, so it's going to be interesting. A lot of drivers here have a good shot at winning, as this could go to anyone here tonight. Carl Burke currently sitting in 13th with a 33.831, as there's Jeff Stabnow to the top of the charts, 33.151. He is the only 33.1, as Brett Johnson's going to take it to second right behind him with the 33.226. And now Case Hinkins going to take it back to second with 33.170. So he is the second car to run a 33.1 here tonight in qualifying with 5.5 minutes left to go. Can anybody else get up to the top? Kip Leo in the number 16 machine is out on the track right now. He is going to get up there. He's got to do it within those allotted times. Again, they only have 3 laps to get up to the top. Can he get up there is the question right now. 33.769. He is currently in 16th in the number 16 machine. Question is, can he get to the top? Carl Burke's out on the track as well. Put in a 33.831 in that number 53 machine. We'll see if he can move up any more. So far, it looks like everyone is kind of stuck where they're at. We do have Frank Harris that has not come out onto the track yet. He is sitting at the end of pit road. It looks like Scott Mann is now going to roll out. He is into his car. All right, and it looks like we got a word in here with Chris White. He is not going to be qualifying, serving a penalty from last week. So he will have to work his way through the field. Right now, you're watching Scott Mann in the number 90. We'll see where he goes as he is on his warm-up lap right now. Alright, it looks like he is going to shut it down. He is not going to complete a lap here. So again, Scott Mann not going to be going out on the track here. Frank Harris has not come out. He did go on the track, I say, but he did not complete a lap. So something amiss with that car. They run fixed setups here, so not sure if he just wasn't happy with something. Maybe he got into the wall there a little bit. But he is going to come back out and start his warm-up lap one more time. Again, Scott Mann out on the track. Frank Harris has in his car, but has not come out onto the track yet. Hutchinson disconnected due to internet issues, unfortunately. Michael Morris, he was the fastest in practice, has not come out on the track yet. And Chris White going to be serving a end-of-line penalty. He's going to start at the back and work his way through the field here tonight if he wants to walk away with the win. Right now, you're watching Scott Mann out on the track. As it looks like about 18 drivers have taken qualifying times. Scott Mann will make it 19 if he can complete a lap here. Looks like he is going to complete a lap. We'll see right there. There it is. Somewhere in there. There it is. And across the line, 33. Wow, 33.104. He takes it to the top. Oh, he's the last to qualify and at the top of the chart, so he may be last, but he's number one here in qualifying with 1:39 left to go. So again, the only one left here to qualify is Frank Harris, who has not taken to the track right now, as he is sitting at the end of pit road, so I don't think he's going to go out. David Applegate's still out on the track now. We'll see. Maybe he has another lap left. Not sure, but right now he is currently in 9th place with a 33 at 2:96, and he's going to shut it down. He's just practicing on a pit stop entry, maybe, but not indeed. He is going to shut it down. Scott Mann's still kind of cruising down pit road. But it looks like that is going to wrap it up here. 1 minute to go left in qualifying. Very interesting to see how Chris White works his way through the field. That will do it for qualifying unless Frank Harris does come out, which at this point I don't think he's going to, because it would take him, again, about 40 seconds to get up to speed here around this track. And then another 33-second lap, so he's only got 35 seconds left to go. He is not going to make it now, so that will conclude qualifying. So your pole sitter is going to be the 90 of Scott Mann here tonight. On his outside is going to be Jeff Stab now, but that is coming up here in just a few minutes. We'll go through your Walls of Beardco starting lineup here in just about 10 seconds. All right, we are back here again. Everybody kind of taken to the grid, so you're watching. Then again, sitting on pace or on pit road right now. So why not? Let's go through. There it is. Your Walls Beard Co. Starting grid. Starting on row 1 is going to be Scott Mann, followed by Jeff Stabnow, both running 31 1-second laps. So very fast laps for those two drivers here tonight. Row 2 is going to be Case Hinkins and Brett Johnson. Again, a 31-1 and a 33-2 for Brett Johnson. Row 3 is going to be Mark Walls and Josh Cushman. And not sure what's going on with the 90 there. He is opted to not roll out here on to the track here. Row 4 is going to be Andy Vogt and John Ottenbacher. Row 5 is going to be David Applegate and Matt Henry. Row 6 is going to be David Heath and Gerald Heffley. Row 7 is going to be Corey Walters and Mike Peterson. Row 8 is going to be Trenton Barrington and Gary Nichols. Row 9 is going to be Kip Leo and Brad Cornell. Row 10 is going to be Carl Burke and Chris White. And Chris White having to start at the back due to a penalty from last week's race. So he is starting at the back of the field here tonight. Row 11, Michael Morris and Scott Hutchison. Those two are not starting here tonight, so that will do it for your lineup here tonight. So we're just about ready to get this thing started here. As it looks like Scott Mann is sitting at the back here. Not sure what's going on there. We do have KR with us here, so KR, welcome to the booth. Definitely just in time, and Case Hinkins, what a start. He kind of got a bonus there. I'm not sure what happened to the 90, though. He started pole, and now he's all the way back in 17th right now, as he is just pulled it to his pit stall, stopped there, and took to the back of the pack all of a sudden right after the grid started rolling off. He is indeed, and we didn't get a chance to pick who would win. I'm going to break it here. I keep saying it. I'm going with Jeff again tonight. You know, I really think he has a good shot. He's sitting in 3rd place right now. Yeah, we keep talking about him. One of the few cars out here that doesn't have any sponsors on there. So this dude is very fast. He's up front all week. Somebody needs to get in there and sponsor him and slap their logo on his car, because he would definitely get him some exposure. He has been doing so good lately. And speaking of good, look who's right behind him. That is the 29 running that new leader Camaro here tonight. He has got a brand new paint job on that car, so you know it'd be awesome for him if he can put it in victory lane here and so obviously support the sponsors and support that new paint job.
Buying content for iRacing and sometimes league fees and all kinds of other fees.
It does indeed, and we do apologize for the people out there. You know, we had a major malfunction with the headset. Had to go buy a new set here tonight, and thought we had everything working as the caution came out, but we forgot to change stuff up, so we couldn't hear you there for a minute. But we have you fixed now, so we apologize for that. He was talking, you just couldn't hear him out there. We do have that fixed, and the caution comes out, and it looks like possibly, yeah, David Heath is going to be involved.
Trenton Barrington getting into the outside wall coming out of 2, and the field scatters behind him as he loses it all the way down the back straightaway.
So early caution here, 5 laps in. There's the caution right there. 3 cars again involved, the 8, the 02, and the 42. And we were talking here earlier, as we'll pull it up real fast here, our analysis of the race. We estimate they're going to have 38 to 42 laps worth of fuel before they run out. But early we talked to Jeff Stabnow. We were talking to him for a little bit about tires. He said 15 to 20, maybe 25 laps. He cut that down to 10 to 12 laps before these guys are screaming for new tires. As you're going to see right here, 5 laps in, everybody's coming down to pit road.
Yeah, tires are going to be really important here at Kentucky. You mentioned it, the track weather, track temperature, 105, hot, greasy track. So these guys are going to be burning up tires, so every chance they get, I'll be watching them take 4 tires every single time.
I would too, as we're watching here on pit road. Again, everybody's down pit road. Again, everybody's on the lead lap right now that is in the race, so everybody's going to come down. And interesting here, you're going to see the 90 of Scott Mann. He is back up in the front. That is, he's in where his pit stop was, number 1. So he's probably going to gain a lot of spots here on pit road. It looks like he is going to gain at least 2 spots. But overall, he has definitely lost quite a few spots from the where he should have started anyway, but he's being scored in 11th right now. So he was all the way back to about 17th, so he has gained quite a bit.
A big-time loser on pit road, Brett Johnson in the 7 machine overshot his pit stall. Had to take a couple seconds to get in the stall correctly. He entered pit road 5th, comes out 15th.
That is not going to be good. So again, a lot of movers here. So we kind of put up our race progress here for you on the right side, or left side of the screen. The 90 has lost 10 spots. So you look at the 20, Case Hinkins. He gained 2 spots since the start of the race. One of those obviously was at the very beginning here. The 29, Mark Walls, has gained 3 spots. But his teammate in the 24, he's actually lost 1. He started in 2nd. He's currently in 3rd place right now.
Yeah, Case Hinkins though, he's out front, and let's throw the checkered flag there. Call it, because my guy, my pick, he's in front. It's done. It's over. Race is over. Let's go home.
Yeah, I think he might be happy with that. I don't know if the 20 other drivers behind him would be too thrilled with that one, as they want a shot at it here. But again, I just don't know who's going to win. You really never know with racing in general who's going to win. And with this group of guys being as talented as they are, at any given week, it's anybody's guess as to who's going to win. And same group of guys, I'm looking forward to Thursday night when we go to Martinsville.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy here. We are getting ready to go green flag racing again at Kentucky. Hopefully these guys get a couple more laps in this time, and we'll see a little bit more tire wear take effect, and it'll really shake the race up.
Yeah, we saw in practice this green flag is coming out right there. A lot of guys were getting really loose with even 10 laps on these tires, so it's going to be interesting. We saw a lot getting into the turn 4 wall, turn 2 wall. So we're going to have to keep an eye on all of that right now, as Jeff Stabnow is going to pass his teammate Mark Walls to get 2nd place back. But you look a little further back here, John Ottenbacher, one that we talk about just about every week. He's got a good spot in 5th position, but he's got Josh Cushman and Corey Walters, even Matt Henry we've been talking about lately, all over his back bumper trying to take that spot from him.
Matt Henry in 8th place in that 19 machine. This is a guy that always finds a way to make it to the front. And here he is sitting in 8th place. Going to start before too long. He'll probably be inside that top 5.
He definitely will here to be in there. David Applegate, another one that's very fast always. So I'd like to see him up there as well. Scott Mann, top 10. Again, he started first, but for some reason pulled it right into his pit stall, let everyone pass, and just tagged to the back of the field. So I'm not really sure why he did it. Maybe if we get another caution, we'll get a word in with him, see what happened there. Like you said, probably some kind of malfunction. Maybe his wheel messed up, something happened. But he's worked his way back up from 17th to 10th. So he is definitely making progress, and he is a very fast driver here tonight.
Speaking of fast drivers, Jeff Stabnow, your pick, he's sitting in 2nd place. Mark Walls in an epic battle for third. 3 cars here. Mark Walls, Andy Boat, John Ottenbacher. These guys all fighting for third place, and it looks like Andy Boat on the inside here is going to get it done. But Mark Walls having to wash up way high there.
He did. It looks like the 10 of Andy Boat got into him, so a little contact between those two. But again, they've only got a couple of laps on these tires, right at 5 now. That's when the first caution came out, so you know we're in the danger zone already here as far as these cars getting loose, getting out. So that contact is not what either one of them wanted to see right now. Luckily, both of them were able to recover from it. But I have a feeling that we're going to see the 9 here is Corey Walters. He has a win in this series right now. Something may be amiss. He's down at the very bottom here, and a lot of cars going to get by him. He's going to fall all the way to 11th.
And Corey Walters here in the 9 machine, but right in front of him is Chris White. Chris White inside or in 10th place right now, and that's going to be another one to watch make his way to the front. But you got to have a little room to race, and it looks like cars are spread out all over the place right here in front of Chris White.
Yeah, and picking right in front of him, you have the 23 of David Applegate, who's going to get passed by Chris White. And we're watching these as they get real low on that bottom inside of the track. They tend to wash up here, so I have a feeling if we see several cautions here tonight, that's going to be the main cause of most of these guys getting on the inside and not being able to make it stick like they want and washing up into the car directly above them. It's already seemed to be a problem here. So far it hasn't caused a caution, but definitely a problem with people washing up because those tires just do not have any grip, and the longer we go green, the worse I think it's going to get.
Yeah, these tires are going to lose all of their good feeling. Case Hinkins' best lap was the 33.311. He just turned to 33.8, so lost about a half a second here in about 9 laps, and that's only going to get worse as this green flag run continues. But Jeff Stabnow, he might be the fastest car on the track right now.
He is indeed right there on the back bumper, and we did talk to these drivers and found out that about 10 to 15 laps on a set of tires, you're already a second off, which goes right into what you're saying. 9 laps on these tires, and he's already about 0.6 off of their time. So that's right in with that lineup. These guys were telling us that you are going to start losing time, which brings us to the point, if we do have green flag pit stops here, you do not want to stay at it. If you do, you're going to lose a lap probably, because those fresh tires are very good. However, there could be that person that risks it, stays at, kind of stay out. If you've got a big enough lead, within 5 laps, they're going to lose any speed in their new tires.
Yeah, tires are going to be the very important factor here tonight. I don't believe anyone will gamble even on 5-lap old tires, but it could shake out either way. But I gotta tell you, Scott Mann, he's just broke into the top 5, worked his way around Mark Walls with no issues. This guy's flat flying.
He is indeed, and makes you wonder if he knows how to conserve tires really well. They all have 11 laps on them, and he's passing these guys like they're standing still right now in that number 90 machine. So he definitely has got something in there. He has figured out how to run this setup. Again, it's a fixed setup. That's not stopping him at all. He has definitely found something to propel him to the front.
Yeah, he's making his way to the front, closing the gap. His last lap was a 34.029, and yellow comes out.
It's like Gary Nichols may be involved.
Gary Nichols smoking down the backstretch. See, the 14 machine of Mike Peterson also involved in this. It looks like the 14 is going to be the one that loses it coming out of turn 2.
Oh, he does. Oh, and just almost T-boned him there for the 8. So Gary Nichols, just an innocent bystander of that one. It looks like he may get the worst end of the deal here, as Mike Peterson is going to take it off the track, and it looks like he will possibly be done here tonight.
Yeah, Mike Peterson there in the 14 machine washed up, got into the outside wall, and then went flying down in the inside wall. Man, he just pinballed around there on that back straightaway, and unfortunately Gary Nichols just had nowhere to go.
Yeah, that's the worst type of wreck you get into when you just don't really have any say in it. It just happens. But again, 11 laps in, we're back under caution, and everybody on that pit road once again. We already knew it was coming. You know, these guys are going to take tires every chance they get. So we'll see here. Scott Mann was already moving up, and now he's further to the front. So he's got that first pit stall. So we'll see if he can possibly take advantage of it this time and get out a little bit further ahead. Looks like he's going to take an extended pit stop compared to some of these guys.
Gary Nichols here, I'm watching him on his pit. Looks like he's having some issues here for his pit stall. Didn't know what was going on. But, yeah. Not sure if he's going to pull behind the wall or take a fast repair here.
Looks like he is pulling in there now. Now he's going to back up on pit road, so I'm not sure. He may... there he is going to use this fast repair. Having some issues with his pit guys. Maybe he was too far over one direction or the other. And they are very picky. If you're not right on spot with your pit crew, they will not service your car.
Mike Peterson in the 14. He's on pit road still, but having some serious connection issues. But extensive damage of that car. And he's going to go several laps down with all that damage, even if he tried to fix it at this point.
Yeah, it seems like that hit he got from the 8 just knocked the internet right out of his modem or something. He wasn't having issues until now, so you know, maybe that wreck shook it up just a little bit for him, and it's causing him some internet issues.
All right, so the field looking to form up. My guy Case Hinkins still leading this thing, and Hinkins with a challenger in Jeff Stabnow, but it looks like Hinkins can fire off a lot faster, and then Stabnow starts reeling him in. So we'll see how this run goes, and hopefully the race control will throw the checkered flag as soon as Case Hinkins gets out front this time.
Yeah, it definitely does. And if he's got this car dialed in, obviously it's a big setup. If he knows how to run it for the short-term run, so far he's sitting in the catbird seat, because that is what we've had, is little short stints here. And so they're getting the green flag right there to start at lap number 22 here tonight. Again, Case Hinkins, another terrific start. Jeff Stabnow is in defense mode right now, trying to run him down, but he's also got John Ottenbacher right behind him.
Yeah, John Ottenbacher sitting in third. This is a driver who can always pose a threat for a race win. Here he is in third place, so he's within striking distance.
He is indeed running the highway sponsor on there, chasing down the two new leader cars. Actually, one of them right now, Jeff Stabnow. Mark Walls didn't have the pit stop he really wanted here, 14.2 seconds though. But he did come out in 6th place, as he's going to drop to 7th now. As again, Scott Mann on a rails here tonight. He's going to take 6th position. And I have a feeling within probably maybe a lap or two, he's going to run down Chris White in that SimStar Motorsport machine. And he may be passing him for a top 5 run right now.
You know, one of the things here at Kentucky that we're going to see all race, we're going to see cars scatter throughout the corner. They're going to be high, low, middle, 3 wide, maybe not 4 wide, but maybe towards the end, get a little push comes to shove. But man, they do. We're gonna have cars on the bottom, middle, and high, and you can see it all pan out here, lap after lap.
Yeah, you really can. And right now, like, Ace Hinkins is your race leader at the moment. And I have a feeling he's going to hang on to that lead probably for the next few laps or so. Unless something happens. We, like you said earlier, the longer we go green flag racing, if we can get a 15 lap run or more, you'd be looking for that 24 up front to try to give a battle. Maybe even Mark Walls in the 29. But he is slightly falling back here. And just to update one, we usually talk about a lot more than we haven't so far here tonight. That is the 53 of Carl Burke. He'd been having a lot of good runs, but he's got some damage to the right side of that car, and he's back in 15th position right now.
Yeah, it's super easy here at Kentucky Speedway to get into this outside wall, especially coming out of turn 2. You really have to be very careful. You want to get onto the throttle as soon as possible, but from time to time you misjudge it a little bit, and a car will push up into this outside wall. Like I said, turn 2, big issue for that. And I've always found that turn 4, not so much. So, yeah, that's how I like to drive, right into the wall.
Yeah, that sounds about how I usually end up in this track. It's a very tricky track, you know. I compare this one to Texas and Charlotte. Both of those also, for me anyway, they're pretty tricky tracks. But these guys are making it look like cakework out there now, as we've gone here 7 laps under this green flag stint, as what these guys got on the tires. So they're creeping up on that give me fresh tires window of 10 laps, into 12 that is. As right now, it looks like Josh Cushman is falling back a few spots, as he's going to lose 9th place to Matt Henry, and possibly Corey Walters trying to drop him to 11th. That is not good, so we'll go back here and look, see what happened to him. Oh, what happened to Scott Mann? He's not with anyone here. He was actually next to Chris White. Oh, gets into the outside wall and just hammers it hard into the inside wall. And that is going to pancake the whole left side of that car. That was a hard hit. It looks like he's going to take it directly out of the race, and we unfortunately can't get a word in with him as he is disconnected. So he packed it up in the trailer, and his night is done here.
Yeah, Scott Mann calling it a night after that. He had a strong car, was really starting to make some moves towards the front, and unfortunately got into that turn 2 exit wall, like I said, and bounced it down into the infield or inside wall, and that was it. So pit stops underway here once again.
Yeah, and we knew here they had about 12 laps, the biggest green flag run we've had. Everybody coming down pit road once again, as you see. The only car out on the track is the pace car. And, you know, if I was a pace car driver, I might want to get some fresh tires as well. He's been out there every lap under caution here and has yet to get any fresh Goodyear tires on that machine. So hopefully the pace car doesn't spin out on us.
You never know with some of the stuff that happens here in iRacing. We've seen the pace car crash through walls. We
have indeed. You go to, what's it, Lanier, the truck will just drive clean over the wall and pull some kind of monster truck move going on there. So you never know with these pace cars. We have about 70 laps to go here. That is caution number 3. Only 8 laps under caution out of the 30. So, again, we've had several cautions, but not very many caution laps. We go about 2 or 3 laps for caution laps, and then we're back to racing. And to be honest, as long as you're not involved in the caution, you know, drivers don't want to see too many cautions. But at the same time, these are happening right in the window as far as getting new tires. So it's good for the drivers, but they're kind of, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, I don't really want to caution, but if there is one, I hope it's not me.
Yeah, that's what they're thinking. I gotta tell you, Jeff Stabnow is probably thinking, man, I gotta work on hitting my pit box a little bit better. Entered pit row second, comes out fourth, overshot his pit, had to back it up a little bit. But John Ottenbacher really had the best pit stop here. Came out second place and almost got Case Hinkins for the lead.
He did indeed. Let's take a look here. It looks like we got at least one lap. You want to try to see if we can get John Ottenbacher up here, and we'll see if we can't get a quick word in with him.
John Ottenbacher, this is KR Charles up in the broadcast booth. Got your ears on, man?
10-4.
Well, just kind of curious. We've seen you creeping your way up to the back of the... Well, you weren't really in the back. You were creeping your way to the front of the field here, right up to second place. Do you have anything for Case Hinkins? We've seen him get really good starts. He's really good at the jump of the race, getting that green flag. But it seems like you, Stabnow, and even Walls kind of reel him in the longer we go. So if we get a long green flag run here towards the end, do you think you have something for Case Hinkins?
Yeah, I'm just trying to keep the tires cool and save some tire for the long green flags. I don't know if we'll get any of them. Hopefully we do, but yeah, he can get going pretty quick, but I think he'll burn them off if we can just kind of conserve some tire.
Well, we don't want to keep you here. We got the one to go here, but quick shout out. Anyone you want to give a shout out sponsors for as we see you running the Highway onboard camera here tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to shout out to Highway. They're a great sponsor, and Highway Equipment Company is a great partner of ours, and yeah, I'll go with that right now.
All right, well, we'll get you back up to your channel, and with any luck, we'll see you in the booth here in the post-race show.
Sounds good. Thanks, Charles.
That was a quick word with John Ottenberger there, up there to his channel. So I really think, I'm with him, Case Hinkins. He has a fast car. He definitely, I think, is burning those tires off very quick to get as good a run as he is at the start. But then again, it's strategy. Racing is huge on strategy, and he's banking on quick cautions coming out, and they're paying off for him right now.
So far it has, but Case, he's in this 20 machine. He's on the pole here. He's led every single lap we've had, and once again, he's going to be in control of the field on the restarts. And he's been getting great starts every single time.
He has indeed, and it looks like this one is not going to be any different, as he's already got a 4 or 5 car lead over John Ottenbacher in second place. Another huge lead. We'll see if he can hang on to it, as we are at 3 laps on these tires. Of course, 2 of those were under caution. So really one green flag run under it.
So Case Hinkins getting a bit of a jump on John Ottenbacher, but Ottenbacher not going to be intimidated by any sort of gap that opens up here. But Andy Vogt, though, sitting in third, under pressure now from Jeff Stabnow. Stabnow trying to recover from that bad pit stop he had. And Stabnow's one to keep an eye on, because this guy, he's been fast in the short runs and the long runs.
And I was just watching him there, too. He had to check up quite a bit to not get into the back bumper of Andy Vogt in that number 10. And he did just that. Had to kind of take it a little bit higher than he probably wanted on the track. But he's going to squeeze to the bottom here. And that is a good battle going on right now for top 3, as Jeff Stabnow, as far as he can possibly get to the bottom, as he will take third place from Andy Vogt, at least for the time being. And I think Andy Vogt's going to let him by. He's not going to battle him. It's just way too early in this race to really think about battling too hard.
Yeah, we're on lap 35. We've got 100 laps here scheduled for tonight. I'm going to plead with the league admins. This race needs to be thrown checkered flag, because Case Hinkins, my pick, is leading this thing.
He is indeed out front here. excuse me, lose my voice here. He is having a terrific run. He's been having a really good run lately, but out front right now, and he has led every lap. Like you said, 35 laps led. He is still out front. So let's see if he can hang on to it. One I expected to see a little bit further up right now, and that is Brett Johnson. He is back in 11th place right now. But another one too, Mark Wall's back in 12th. He is definitely struggling a little bit back there, about mid-pack.
Yeah, Mark Wall is not having a very good race right now. Don't know if he's got something extensively wrong with his car. It's looking pretty straight, but he just cannot find the speed that we're accustomed to seeing him have.
Definitely not. And looking at his last pit stop too, 15.8 seconds. He was also on pit road for 45.6 seconds compared to some of these guys that were only on pit road for about 43 seconds and about 14-second pit stops. So he may not be, the car may be running the way he wants. It may have just been a something on pit road that cost him track position, and now he's back there fighting with these guys and just unable to get past them, as it looks like the bottom side is going to be a little bit the preferred line anyway, as people are getting by him on the bottom as he's kind of stuck up on that outside lane.
Yeah, Mark Walls in the Walls Beard Co. new leader machine, doing a good job of holding true to that outside, holding tough, I should say, and not losing a whole lot of ground. But that's the nice thing about Kentucky. You can run the high side, you can run the low side, you can run a multi-lane track. Here he gets down below the 61, but he's going to tuck in on the backstretch. Yeah,
I think he just he's getting into the groove where he wants to be, and we'll see him back there as the 202 is going to get into the outside wall just out the corner of the eye. Saw him break loose, and we'll go back and see if he had any help with that. Did the 02 have any help? I don't think he did, honestly. I think he just broke loose.
The 21 of Frank Harris really drove in deep and got into the side of Trenton Barrington.
He did indeed. Well, you're right, the 21 just drove it in a little too hot there. And surprisingly enough, you know, he did hit him, but that was not a very hard hit. Just goes to show you how worn out these tires are with 10 laps on them. The slightest contact sent him into the outside wall very hard.
Yeah, heavy damage to Trent Barrington. He had already used his quick repair, so this is going to be a little bit of an extensive pit stop for him and trying to get it fixed.
It is indeed, everybody. Of course, we already know it every time coming down pit road. As it looks like, do we have somebody staying out? We may. Josh Cushman is going to stay out. And I can't tell, he may have been a lap down, that may be why, but I don't think he is. Let's see a look here. It's not. He is being scored as the race leader, so Josh Cushman staying out. Going to try to lead a lap here.
Yeah, Cushman very deep in the field, very far behind, making a play on track position. Maybe get a quick yellow here and gain some spots that way, but he's really going to have a quick yellow within about 5 or 6 laps. But this is going to be a good test here. We're about halfway through this race. Now's a good time maybe to do your test to figure out whether or not you can stay out when everyone comes in for tires.
Yeah, you're right. And I'm liking his strategy. It's just what you said. He's going to stay out, lead a lap, as he will do this time by. He's going to see, you know, I guarantee he's banking on having another caution here shortly. We've seen him about every 10, 12 laps or so. So he wants to see, okay, if I stay out in these older tires, how many positions am I going to lose? Am I going to be able to hold them off? He's going to know then what he's going to do at the end of the race. he could be determining, okay, I didn't take any tires. What if I take just right sides, or just left sides later on in the race? So this is good strategy, very good to learn this information here when you still have over half the race to go.
Yeah, but it's still a gamble. You could end up losing all this ground that you gained and in worse shape, because if he doesn't get this yellow, he's going to be in worse shape than when he decided to do this. So it all hinges on this yellow. But like we've seen, we've had some cautions here as the laps wear in. So this is about 10 to 15 laps. Caution breaks out.
It is indeed. And we're looking here. That was about a 10. Actually, that was a 12 lap stint there on that last one. So 12 laps. It hasn't been a factor yet. Excuse me. He's going to fake it to pit road here. He's actually letting people by him down on the apron. So I'm not sure what's going on with this car there.
Cushman was been given an EOL penalty by John Ottenbacher.
He's going to let everybody by, so not sure what the EOL was for. And maybe it was requested? I'm not sure, as the lights are off. So if we get another caution here, we'll definitely see if we can't get Cushman into the booth here and see if we can figure out what the EOL was for, and as well as what if he has some kind of strategy that he is deploying tonight.
But John Ottenbacher, he's the one on pole right now. Gonna be leading the charge this time. So Case Heekins, for the first time, has a challenger, and he's gonna have to get a better restart than he ever has, because now he's got to go off of John Ottenbacher.
And he's going to be on the outside this time, so that could play a bit of a factor into it, as every time he's been starting on the inside. So we'll just have to wait and see if the outside plays in his favor. As you got the 24 of Jeff Stabnow kind of pushing the 89 here just a little bit, telling him get up and go. Let's get this thing started. There it is. Green flag is out once again to start lap 44, my bad. Case Hinkins had a decent start, but not as good a start as he had when he's on pole.
No, and he's tucked right in on the bottom there, right on John Ottenbacher. So he's able to hang tough here. But Jeff Stabnow sitting in third. Stabnow wanting to get around both these guys.
He is indeed trying everything to get by. I really think Jeff Stabnow has a good chance here, but you know, I'm just not sure with Ottenbacher out front right now. He hasn't been out front per se. He's been in the front, but he has not been out front in that clean air. So we'll just have to kind of see if he can pull away like the Case Hinkins did. But right now, he is not doing it. He may be conserving those tires a little bit more than Case Hinkins did, but Case Hinkins led 40 laps. You know, if he leads 11 more laps here, he'll lead the most laps led. So, you know, that could be part of his strategy. Lead the lap, lead the most laps, get those bonus.
Yeah, Hinkins making a move to the inside here. Down the front stretch, diving off into turn one. Ottenbacher running that high line. So here we go. Ottenbacher on the outside with a great run through the corner. Hinkins lost a lot of ground to him. And Stabnow thinking about making a move here.
He is indeed. Seems like most of the passives, not all of them we've seen, have been on the bottom on that inside lane. But we've also seen getting into the inside lane there makes it very treacherous. The longer we get going, 6 laps on these tires right now, the longer we go running, I think the less passes we're going to see, because these guys are going to get a little, a little scared, a little antsy, like, do I really want to do that and risk it? So I have a feeling that you need to make your passes within the first 3 or 4 laps. If not, it's going to be very hard to get by somebody.
It is. And speaking of passing, someone that we mentioned is a little bit of a sneaky driver, Matt Henry, inside the top 5, driving that 19 machine. And he is in that top 5, And man, I gotta tell you, this guy always finds a way to the front.
He does indeed, and he's doing it once again. Someone right behind him that we don't hardly ever get a chance to talk about, that is Brad Cornell. He's doing a fantastic job, and I kind of, it'd be nice to see him pull in victory lane. I may be a little biased just because he's got that NVIDIA graphics card paint job going on there. That is an awesome looking paint job, but he's got David Applegate all over his back bumper right now, so it's going to make it very difficult if he does want to get a at least a top 5 finish here. If you have Applegate just right there saying, just make a little mistake, I'm here to capitalize off of.
Yeah, Applegate in the 23 machine. The 7 of Brett Johnson, who had a terrible pit stop in the first pit stops we had, dropped all the way to 15th. He's slowly working his way back up to the front, sitting 8th place now.
He is indeed. Andy Vogt, we saw him up in the top 5 earlier. He's all the way back to 9th place right now as he just gets into the back of the 7 of Brett Johnson, and that is going to give a lot of damage to both those cars on the front and rear. So that could hinder both their nights here, as that doesn't look like a whole lot of damage, but it did cause quite a bit to both of them.
Just want to point out real quick, the 29 machine, Mark Walls put it behind the wall. Looked like he was having some internet issues and has pulled it into pit road, whatever you want to call it. He's gone behind the wall and has left the session.
He has indeed, so he's packing it up. He's going to come back and get ready for Martinsville trucks. But again, he is done here for the night. That is very unfortunate. He had such a fast car. Speaking of fast, so does Case Hinkins. But Hinkins, you know, when he lost that lead and got back into that dirty air behind Ottenbacher, he has not been able to get that dominant run that he had when he was out front in that clean air.
No, he's struggling here trying to get around Ottenbacher, but he's still there, still has good presence, good pressure on the 89, but Ottenbacher, this guy's not going to be phased by some silly number 20 car.
Yeah, he ain't scared by your pick here tonight. He's going out there and he's like, I'm gonna win this race. He's putting on a fantastic run as he's led 10 laps now. And look at our laps here, 12 laps of tires. So he is these tires are definitely starting to show their wear on him at this point, as we're looking at lap times. 33.4 for the fastest lap, 34.0. So these guys are really starting to slow their time. And speaking of slow time, 30.42 for Josh Cushman back in 15th. The first car on the lead lap back in 15th position with 23 laps on the tires. So it's not ideal. He has definitely lost every position he gained as he's going to get into the outside wall there. But it did show they are able to run on him here in the closing laps. If nobody goes in, he does know how to handle that car with 25 lap tires on.
Yeah, back up front though, Case Hinkins can get to the back bumper of John Ottenbacher, just cannot find a way to get around him. And Chris White sitting in 3rd place. Chris White, Jeff Stabnow here going after each other, but Stabnow in 4th, losing out a spot.
We are indeed. And again, I'm not sure who's going to win. I'm still sticking with Jeff Stabnow as the race lead, as we're going to switch back up to the front. Here comes Case Hinkins trying to make another run for the lead here against John Ottenbacher. Just couldn't quite complete it. He's going to have to settle back for 2nd position once again. But he looked like he had a pretty good run there on the inside. But honestly, it's like I was talking about earlier. I think these tires are so worn right now that it's almost going to have to be somebody messing up in order for you to capitalize and get a position.
Yeah, when the tires get worn, you're going to start spending more and more time off throttle and babying the car through the corner, and it really becomes who's the best driver at catching an out-of-control car. because as the tires wear out, that's what you start doing more and more.
Yeah, it really is here. So we'll take a little bit wider angle here. You can see your top 4 on the screen. Got a good battle going on for the 3rd position right now. Chris White and Jeff Stabnow. That's the highest position on the track for the best battle anyway. John Ottenbacher and Hinkins, those two are still battling, but not quite as close as we'd like to see. But they are closing in here. Case Hinkins able to close in. Looks like in turn 3 and 4, he closes the gap, but in 1 and 2, it looks like John Ottenbacher kind of pulls away once again.
Yeah, so this battle is far from over. Case Hinkins putting extensive pressure on Ottenbacher, but Ottenbacher just very solid right now. Not really being phased by it.
He is indeed not. Excuse me, losing my voice here once again, but again, a very stacked field. We're going to take a very back look here. We'll check in with Gary Nichols. Right now back in 16th position, 6 laps down. He did use his fast repair to get back out on the track. And he's been very quick lately. So to see him this far back in the field is kind of unheard of. But again, it was due to an early race caution.
Yeah, and you know, he had a little bit of an issue with that crash. Lost some laps because of it. But he got back out there. And he is currently 16th place. Josh Cushman has gone behind the wall. Kip Leo behind the wall. Mark Walls, Trenton Barrington, Scott Mann, and Mike Peterson. All those guys are out of the race, but here's Gary Nichols soldiering on, 6 laps down, but having a shot to break into the top 15 now.
Yeah, he's got a good shot at it to get up there into the top 15, and he will pass Josh Cushman, who's out, like you said, out of the race. So
the 10 of Andy Vogt in trouble.
That will bring out the caution. That car is destroyed. Let's go back and take a look. What happened to Andy Vogt? I see he's around the 18. Oh, did he get him? No. Oh, trying to avoid hitting the 18, slams it into the inside wall and the outside wall as that car is destroyed in the front and the rear. Even the size of that car getting a little bit damaged. Somehow he's actually able to roll that car or keep it rolling. So, but heavy damage for Indy Vogt number 10. But he does keep it going and he will stay on the lead lap.
Yeah, so amazingly that car's still running, but he's going to have to use his fast repair to straighten those fenders out.
Yeah, that is definitely not what he wanted. That was 20 laps. That's the longest run we've had here. So you definitely know everybody's coming down the pit road this time. John Ottenbacher going to lead them down the pit road, though.
Yeah, Ottenbacher leading the pit road. Ottenbacher has had great pit stops all night. Now he's going to need another one in case Hinkins. Man, Hinkins wants that lead back. If he wants to do it, he's got to get a good pit stop in here as well.
He does indeed.
And Hinkins has messed up big time, overshot his pit stall, and now he just now gets into his pit stall.
That is not what he wanted to see. He's already been there 9 seconds, and he hasn't even really done a pit stop here. So 14, 15, 16 seconds. Is he going to pull off 17 seconds flat for a pit stop? That is not the pit stop he wanted to have here tonight.
No, and he's going to come out in 14th place.
Now, when you look at the leader, John Ottenbacher, 14.38 seconds. So, rounded up to 14. That is a huge gap. Only about 3 seconds, but 3 seconds on pit road is a long time.
So, again, league admins, I mean, I don't understand why he didn't throw the checkered flag when he was in front. But now Case Hinkins has his work cut out for him. And he's going to restart, looks like possibly 12th place. and have a lot of work to do to get back into the front here.
Yeah, it is. So, not what you want to see is it looks like Kip Leo is out of the race now as well. So we're down to 15 drivers here. Is several drivers out of the race already.
And we got 15 cars on track. Josh Cushman scored 16th, Kip Leo 17th, Mark Walls 18th, Trenton Barrington 19th, Gottman 20th, and Mike Peterson 21st. Those guys all behind the wall, all calling it a night.
Yeah, that's definitely not how early, a little early in the race. But, you know, it's really not that early when you think about it here. 5 cautions, 15 laps, only 38 laps to go. We're well over the halfway mark right now. John Ottenbacher has led 20 laps. Hines has led 41. But again, Hines all the way back in 12th position right now. So he is definitely going to have to work his way to the front.
Yeah, he's really detrimental pit stop to leading and winning this race. So, gosh darn it. These things happen in racing, though.
They do indeed, but I'm not counting him out just yet. It's running the one to go here. John Ottenbacher, he's out front, but can he hang on to the lead is the question right now. And my pick to win this race, Jeff Stabnow, going to be starting on his outside. But again, there's Chris White. Started from the back of the field right now. Again, due to a penalty in last week's race, he is starting in the back. He's in 3rd position right now, 4th position technically. So he's definitely the biggest gainer here tonight, but can he put it in victory lane is the question.
Yeah, he's got to get a few more spots and log a few more laps before we can answer that question. But the 7 machine, Brett Johnson, has finally recovered from his devastating first pit stop. He is now scored in 6th place. Going to be starting 3rd row outside.
He is indeed, as they are starting to pick up the pace just a little bit. It looks like our pace car is just about ready to go side by side of your front 2. This is going to be a good run here. If we go green the rest of the way here, we are just here looking to see again 37 laps to go. Yeah, we're going to be right out of the pit window. So this one on, they are not going to need fuel with 37 laps to go. So it's all about tires at this point.
Yeah, and Jeff Stabnow got a great start over John Ottenbacher, but Ottenbacher charged back on that inside, and these two have a bit of a gap on Chris White now.
Yeah, they do. Chris White, I'm not counting him out. I think he's there, but we'll see. Again, we were talking about it. 3 laps in the start. 2 of those were under caution. Right now is the critical time. You've got to get by somebody if you want to maintain if you want to get that spot and maintain it, because once you get 4, 5, 6 laps on these tires, it is virtually impossible to pass someone. So right now, Jeff Stabnow has to get by John Ottenbacher if he wants to do it.
When he turns the 10, Case Hinkins got into the left rear corner of Andy Vogt.
We'll go back and take a look at this. Now they're definitely within the fuel window. There's no question about it. We may see people just taking tires only or maybe right sides only. We'll watch the replay here. Looks like the 10 did have to check up a little bit for the 53. And like you said, then the 20 of Hinkins gets into Vogt and spins him around, bringing out the caution once again here. That is our 6th caution of the night for 17 laps, 34 laps to go.
Yeah, Andy Vogt pulling around here. We'll be seeing him go to pit road, but he has already used his fast repair. Almost got into the back of Gary Nichols there as he caught up to the back of the field, but everyone's sorting it out. Not sure if we're going to see pit stops here, but we just might, because tires really are that important.
I really think we're going to. You may have somebody try to chance it, as it looks like John Ottenbacher's going to stay out. And he's getting a little trickery from Jeff Stabnow. He tried to trick everyone behind him, but nobody was falling for that one. As everybody is going to stay out here, it looks like.
Case Hinkins leading the charge on the pit road.
So indeed, he's got nothing to lose back here. So he is going to, like you said, lead the charge down pit road. So he's going to get some fresh tires. So now you're really starting to see the strategy game. Fresh tires versus old tires here in the closing laps. So this is going to get very interesting now.
Yeah, it is. Case Hinkins was running 9th, 10th place anyways. With these pit stops, he really didn't lose any ground. So what he has gained is some fresher tires than everyone in front of him. And those fresher tires, even though it's about 5 or 6 laps, it's worth a tenth or so here in Kentucky.
It really is. And we'll take a look here, pull it up. 33 laps to go. I have a feeling I know what Case Hinkins thinking is sitting back in 3rd place or 10th place right now, so not 3rd, 10th place. He's got fresh tires. He's got 0 laps in those tires compared to 6. He's already going to run those guys down pretty quickly, I'd imagine. And he's kind of banking on the fact 33 laps to go. We get, another 20, let's say a 20 lap green flag run. That's 13 laps to go. I bet you if it falls within the window where he's needing, you will see him not pit, maintain or grab the lead, and see if he can just hang on to it and get the victory.
Yeah, any number of strategy options are available to you, especially when you have a strong car, and we just might see how this all plays out.
Yeah, and he's had very good starts when he's been up front, so if he can have the start like he did before, get about a 5, 6, 7 car length lead over this field, it's even with fresher tires, it's going to take him a lap or two to catch up. So, you catch up with him, but then you have to pass him. And it's like we talk about all the time. It's one thing to catch somebody. It's a whole different ballgame to pass them, especially if he can hold them off for 5 or 6 laps and let their tires get worn out too. Then it's going to be almost virtually impossible to get by him, and they're going to have to be perfect or try something really gutsy if they want to try to get by him for the lead.
Yeah, as we get into the closing stages of this race, business is going to pick up. Matt Henry sitting in 4th place, Brett Johnson 5th, and Jeff Stabnow, Chris White, John Ottenbacher, these guys, they're all going to have something to say about who's winning this race.
Yeah, they really are. As we just took a look at our top 5 right there, we'll pull it back up here in just a second. But again, there's your top 5 right now. Like you said, Ottenbacher, Stabnow, White, Henry, and Applegate. Those guys are no slouches. They are going to be battling right now to determine. And that's another thing that's really going to help Case Hinkins. These guys up front battling, trying to get every position they can. They're going to wear those tires out. He can just kind of hang in there and try to not wear his tires out as much as these guys are. So that's going to make it interesting too. There's so many different scenarios that can play out here.
Yeah, it's really all a gamble and a dice toss, whatever you want to say. But these guys starting to form up here, getting ready for a restart.
It is indeed, and I think it is indeed a time for crank it up here. So we'll go crank it up real fast. And we'll switch to, so we have our normal crank it up cam here. Let's go to TV1 here. Let's go crank it up style. We'll be back here in a lap or two as we go crank it up here on the restart. All right, we are back here. Crank it up just for a little bit. Again, just to use the thing, we don't have our normal crank it up cam here at Kentucky. We will have to get that built in. Again, we are back here once again. Right now, I had a little bit of flux in the frames, but everything looks to be good. And now John Ottenbacher trying to run down Jeff Stabnow for first position. Again, those three very fast drivers right now on your top three. Jeff Stabnow, John Ottenbacher, Chris White. That's how they run at the moment. Those guys are doing a fantastic job of trying to hang on to those top three positions at the moment. This is anybody's guess as to who's going to walk away with the win here tonight. I am not real sure who's going to get it. Right now, it looks like Jeff Stabnow is going to get the lead, so he is your new leader here in the race, and he's running the new leader paint job, so the new leader car is your new leader in the number 24 of Jeff Stabnow, so good job for him to take the lead here for his first time here in the race.
Yeah, someone needs to black flag Stabnow. I believe he's cheating, mostly because he was your pick for tonight.
And I think he's going to pull it off here tonight. I don't want to jinx him. He's having a good run. Again, taking a look here, we're on lap 76 of 100. 25 laps to go. Now 24 laps to go here in the race. And he is out front. So I have good hopes for him. I really think he can pull it out here tonight. But again, Ottenbacher's fast, but he was able to get by John Ottenbacher. And Chris White kind of hit a brick wall once he got up to the top three. I really think he has something for him. I just think he may be conserving here for the closing lap.
Yeah, Stabnow last lap was a 33.862, but Case Hinkins 33.821. Hinkins is the one on a little bit fresher tires. He's taken a gamble, made a pit stop. He has made his way up to 6th place, but he's got to have a little bit more speed than that if he wants to catch up to Jeff Stabnow here to challenge for this race win.
Yeah, like you said, 33.845 to a 33.820. It seems like a difference of 16 and 10 laps on your tires right now isn't making a whole lot of difference. It doesn't matter, you know, anything beyond 10 laps and they're just gone. Your tires are gone. You're all going to run about the same until you really start getting these tires worn about 15 or 20 laps. So, they're right there together right now. It looks like we have somebody going around in the back. I'm not sure who it was. It looked like it may have been the 9 of Corey Walters, but he's back on pace. But it looked like he may have got it a little out of shape there for just a second there, but saved it. So good run for him. His next time by is going to be 20 to go.
Yeah, Corey Walters in the 9 machine had to keep it off the 18. It looked like they made a little bit of contact, but Corey Walters doing a good job saving it. No caution, we're still racing.
Indeed, a very good race here so far, as your leader right now is Jeff Stabnow, but he's got a little bit of a lead, I'd say, 0.233 seconds, but Ottenbacher just closed that to 0.166 seconds, but it's fluctuating between 0.1 to 0.3 seconds behind, depending on what turn they're in. So it looks like Ottenbacher is a little bit faster, maybe in 1 and 2, but it looks like or 3 and 4, but 1 and 2, Jeff Stabnow is faster.
That might be, but Case Hinkins has caught Matt Henry, and Hinkins in a fight here trying to break into the top 5. And like I said, when he made this pit stop, he had nothing to lose, but he had the chance to gain about 1/10 of a second per lap because of that 5-6 lap difference on tires. So here he is now fighting Matt Henry, but how much has he used trying to get here? Because Henry's holding him up on this outside.
He is indeed. Matt Henry putting together a good run for himself. Checking their laps, Matt Henry 34.196 to 34.321. So it's almost like those older tires, maybe they found something with them where they aren't falling off like they, or we thought they would, or maybe we've had enough laps under caution that it doesn't matter. Again, they were about 12 laps on their tires, but about 4 or 5 of those were under caution, so really they only have about probably 16 laps under green flag condition on their laps out of the 21 we've been on the track actually racing. So that could be part of why he is unable to technically catch up to.
Yeah, it looks like here, now that he's gotten behind Matt Henry, has lost some ground. Maybe all the goodness is worn off his tires, and his tires are now even with everyone else's.
Yeah, definitely I think they are at this point. 17 laps to go is all we have left in this 100-lap race. Jeff Stabnow out front. The question is that I just don't know the answer to here tonight, KR. Caution comes out. Do you pit?
You have to.
Yeah, those tires are good. I think somebody may risk it if we have a caution with 10 to go. If you have 10 laps to go, somebody's going to gamble. I don't know who it is going to be, or if it may be everybody. You just don't know. The question is somebody going to gamble with it? But I can promise you this, if Stabnow comes down pit road with 10 to go for tires, everybody's going to be coming with him, and it's like, we both know that's going to happen. But the question is, if we have a caution with 10 to go, or we're roughly in that area, will somebody try to gamble?
Yeah, for sure. I think if we maybe get a caution where the restart will happen with 3 laps to go, you'll see someone from deep in the field take the gamble. You won't have a shot at winning, but you have a shot at improving your position. So it would be worth the shot, I'd say, for like Carl Burke, who's sitting 13th, maybe David Applegate. But tires are so important that if you want a shot at winning, you have to come and take 4 tires.
You do indeed, and you're going to do what the leader does, as they have 14 to go. This race is winding down very quickly here. Again, we're running 2 laps, there's roughly 2 laps a minute. So, look at that. If you do the math, 2 laps a minute, about 7 minutes separate Jeff Stabnow from picking up a win here this season.
Yeah, and he's out front. He's got a bit of a gap over John Ottenbacher, just about 0.4 seconds. And Chris White is almost a second behind John Ottenbacher now.
He is indeed. And I really expected to see him a little further up. He does have a race win this season. Obviously, it's not at this track. But, the sheer fact that he made it from dead last to getting, obviously, the EOL for a penalty last week and making his way all the way to 3rd, you can't really be disappointed in that at all. That is a very good run to stay out of trouble, work your way to the front. But I have a feeling, fingers crossed here, this thing's going to go green the rest of the way here with 12 laps to go.
We have 15 cars on track. 14 of them are on the lead lap. Case Hinkins has just broke into the top 5, finally getting around Matt Henry. And, all I know is time is running out. Jeff Stabnow, he's wanting to win this thing. John Ottenbacher, he's waiting for Jeff to make a mistake.
Yeah, he's going to sit back like a little secret ninja there, just waiting. And speaking back to Case Hinkins, he's fast. He's led 41 laps, and it looks like he is going to lead the most laps here unless Ottenbacher can get back up in the front. Right now, he would need to get up front to possibly lead the most, but I don't think it's going to happen. I really think Case Hinkins may have used up what good tires he had trying to get by the 19. It took him way too long to get by him, trying to fight him, and I think that probably set the stage for Stabnow or either Ottenbacher to possibly walk away with the win. Chris White possibly could. I'm just not sure, but I think it's probably going to be between Jeff Stabnow and John Ottenbacher for the win here tonight.
Yeah, as this race winds down, again, a caution can throw everything up in the air, throw it all into a big old mess of a pot. But here we go. Stabnow still out front as we got less than 10 laps to go now.
Single digits on the board, 9 laps to go. Looking at their laps right now, 34.534. That is a very slow lap. Again, it doesn't seem slow when you're out on the track, but compared to their fastest lap, 33.3, that is significantly off the fastest time. Again, it's just all those tires. 30 laps on their tires right now. Those tires are worn out. But again, you look back at Case Hinkins, 24 on his. He's got the freshest tires on there now, 31 and 25. I really think at this point, like I said earlier, and you said at this point, 25 to 31, it really doesn't matter. Those tires are worn out. There's no good on them right now with 8 laps to go. It's not about passing people. It's about maintaining where you're at and not spinning out.
Yeah, you're pretty much just pitching it into the corner and hope you catch it before you hit the wall.
Yeah, then that's exactly well put there, because that's what these guys are doing. It is defense mode. It's not about gaining. It's not about losing. It's really just about maintaining. And right now, Jeff Stabnow doing a fantastic job of that with 7 to go. Going to be 6 at the line. And he is going to try to put that new leader, Walls Beard Co. Chevrolet, into victory lane once again. Again, the first time in this series. But total for this and the trucks, I believe it'll be his 3rd win of the season, or of this 2018 season.
Yeah, Jeff Stabnow, I never win. Looking to wrap up another win here, but we got to get there first. Just a few laps left in this race. 100 laps have gone by quick here at Kentucky, and Jeff Stabnow looks like he's starting to pull away a little bit from John Ottenbacher.
He does indeed. 0.666 second lead right now, and that is growing with each lap here, as it's going to be 5 to go. As you see the 24 getting a little wiggly there, those tires are definitely not his friend right now. He does manage to recover from it though, but just a little bit of wiggle there from him, not too much. As a caution is going to come out, and I think that will end the race too. And it's going to be David Applegate going around.
Yeah, Applegate in trouble here, and very possibly will end this race under yellow.
Yes, that is not what you want to see. Oh, contact between the 18 and the 23 of David Applegate and the 18 of Brad Cornell. Oh, hard lick for the 23 of David Applegate. And he made it just to knock over the cone in the process. So I warned him about that in practice. You know, I'm kind of fond of those cones. I like to knock them over myself. I don't like other people doing it. But that was a hard lick to the outside wall. So that is unfortunate. But going to the front, 4 laps to go. We talked about it. So you still think anybody's going to come down pit road? I don't think they are at this point.
No, with this race possibly finishing under yellow, there's no reason to come down pit road. We're currently on lap 97, and we may see a 1-lap shootout, but I think this thing is finished.
Yeah, I definitely do as well. Again, 4 laps to go. 2 to go, the lights would have to be off. So I don't think we're going to go. Usually, typically, unless iRacing just goes a little crazy on us here, 5 laps and under, we do not go green again. But we'll just have to wait and see if that is indeed going to happen here. But I believe, like you said, it needs to end under caution as the lights are still on there. So that's right there is the first time the pace car has crossed the line since the caution came out. So next time by, if we don't get the one to go, which we are not going to, this race will be over.
Yeah, you see the wave around there. Gary Nichols getting a lap back. Gary Nichols hung tough, even though he got into some trouble early on. Laps down, hung tough. Now he's 15th. That's where he's going to end up. But past a lot of cars that weren't able to finish.
He did indeed. So, very good run for him. I really thought he'd be a little higher up. Again, he got involved in an early wreck, but he put together a terrific run for himself here tonight. Despite all the adversity he faced, he is such a trooper. He will be back, I'm sure next week, right up in the mix of things in the top 10, top 5, duking it out, trying to get a win here. But anytime a driver goes a lap down and hangs in there and gets a good top 15 type finish, top 10 finish, even if their lap's down, it just goes to show the testament of how good these guys are, just how big of a will they have to be behind the wheel and just race. That's all they're here for.
Yeah, so this race finishing under yellow here. No one taking the bait for pit road.
Nah, I didn't think we would see anyone go down. If we did, it would probably be a mistake. They forgot that we weren't going green again. It looks like, again, the race will under caution, so your unofficial winner is Jeff Stabnow.
Unofficial. I would say we need to pull that one into tech, because there's no way you made this call correct this week and I missed. I think you cheated. Where's your time machine?
Well, I can't tell you where it's at because then you'd use it, but he definitely did good. And Case Hinkins, your pick, top 5 finish, so still not a bad finish for him either. So everybody putting on a strong run here. Take a quick look here at our cautions. We only had 7 cautions for 23 laps. So the majority of this race was raced under green. So again, 2 laps to go, going to be 1 to go at the line. This race is, again, unofficial, but official. Basically, it is over. Excuse me, I'll lose my voice there. As right there will be 1 to go as soon as they get to the line.
Yeah, Jeff Stabnow, by benefit of a great race car, I mean, he's been in front. This isn't necessarily a win that you could say he won just because the yellow came out. Had a solid car underneath him all night. Never outside the top 4. I think the 4th place was his worst running position on track, and here he is. You know, all his hard work's going to pay off for him. He's going to win.
Yeah, I definitely think, I honestly think, to my opinion of the situation, even if it had gone green, I think he would have probably pulled it out. He was pulling away from John Ottenbacher. But again, John had a great run, but Jeff Stabnow just able to edge him out by just a little bit. He was pulled away, so he used what he had on those tires, which was probably nothing anyway, at the end of this run, but he used them wisely to pull away, keep pulling away just ever so slightly from the rest of this field. As again, we are on the final lap. Again, right now, that is sponsored by iBog. So definitely, if you're looking to get into get your business a little exposure, come on and sponsor here at MaxSpeedTV. We can talk to you about that. But there it is. They're going to cross the line in just about 3 seconds or so. Well, that will do it for the race. It looks like Jeff Stabnow is going to be your race winner here tonight. So give us just a moment, folks. We're going to step away, and we'll be right back with your post-race show here from Kentucky. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here with your post-race show, coming in a solid third place finish here tonight. Chris White in the number 35 Stem Star Motorsports machine. You did a fantastic job. So first off, how does it feel to once again be in the top three, and did you have anything for the two in front of you here tonight?
Well, Charles, as always, it's nice to be in the top three. It would have been nice to be this car in victory lane. Coming from the back, definitely a challenge, but just stuck with my patience strategy and worked my way up through there. And don't believe I got any incidents in this one either. So, placing third, I'll take it. As far as having anything for that 24 car out front, I don't think so. The longer run, I think, was hurting me. Tires.
Well, we definitely, we were concerned about tires here. They didn't last very long. So, we never want to see a lot of cautions. But as far as the caution timing, were the cautions pretty good timing for you as far as right when you were screaming, throw a water bottle on the track? I think I saw a Sasquatch or something on there so you could go in and get some fresh Goodyear tires.
You know, I was hoping for cautions here and there. Cautions kind of fell, I guess you could say, that about the right time. But you'd like to see some green flag runs, get some green flag pit stops in, and then you could really see whose cars prevail over others. But unfortunately, we had cautions like we did, and as you could see, every time caution came out, we would hit pit road for tires. Tires are very important. They do wear off pretty quick here. And once again, that was one of the things that was hurting us, was tires on the longer run.
Again, we talked about it in the pre-race, 10 to 12 laps, and everybody was screaming, we want some fresh rubber on these machines. The cautions kind of did fall in the right time for that. Anyway, we did get quite a bit of a green flag run there at the end before that last caution ended the race for us. But overall, you did very well. Finished top three, got a good points night. Hopefully that will maintain your points lead here for the series. But we definitely know you always have some sponsors or shout outs. So who would those be for that third place finish here tonight?
Oh yeah, as far as points, we're looking good. We keep this up, we'll be in good shape. We'll look forward to next week. As always, got to thank the guys who put this series on. Sanctuary Studios, Walls Beer Co., New Leader, Highway, and myself again with SimStar Motorsports. And got to congratulate Jeff. Dominant win there. Had a tough car to beat.
All right, well, again, congrats on the third place finish here. And coming in second was the 89 of John Ottenbacher, and I believe KR has caught up with him.
John, it's KR. Man, you're one of my favorite drivers to watch in this league. Week in, week out, you're very smart with the car. And tonight, I thought you had a shot at winning it. You led a good chunk of laps, but just came up a little bit short here in second place. Are you going to file a complaint and that the 24 of Jeff Stabnow was cheating?
No, probably not. I'd have to look at it then.
All right, well, I petitioned that he was cheating, and also I just want to throw out there, I petitioned that this race should be 2 laps long because my pick was Case Hinkins, and I wanted him to win. So, anyways, like I said, man, week in, week out, you're one of the drivers I love to watch. You're very smooth, very fast, and you're very careful with other cars around you. And it's hard to do all of those things and still finish up front, but here you are, second place.
Yeah, thanks, KR. Yeah, I just I try and stay out of trouble basically, and try and conserve my tires the best I can. And normally it gives me a good finish. I've had a little bit of bad luck here in the Xfinity Series, but tonight worked out pretty good for this highway Camry Ford, and it was a fun race. A lot of fast guys out there. Case was fast. He just had a little trouble on pit road, I think. And Chris was coming on. And Jeff, of course, was fast. And congrats to him on his win. And yeah, had a lot of fun out there.
Well, it looked like fun. Now, can you tell me a little bit about the track conditions and how it was driving here at Kentucky, especially coming off of turn two? Because we saw a lot of issues there.
Well, I don't know. Track conditions were probably okay. It's more of the car setup and this fixed setup that has the issue, and you just had to be careful. I mean, it drove a little tight, and so you just had to back off a little early to getting in, and then once you got in the corner, it start turning. You could hit the gas pretty good coming off. Um, and that's what I felt anyway. On that longer run, we started getting a little loose coming off, but other than that, it was hard to break the car loose.
Well, another race for you that has a great finish. And man, I got to tell you, like I said earlier, you're one of the ones I enjoy watching. And I'm just glad I get to interview. So while you got the chance, any sponsors, people you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I got to thank Highway Equipment and with the new leader in Highway Brands. Thank them for coming on board with the series sponsor and our car sponsors. And got to really thank Wicked Chassis for the have great teammates and we all work well together. Got to thank SimStar Motorsports and Chris. He's a good competitor and great businessman, and glad he's on board with us. Walls Beard Co. Again, I haven't started growing my beard, but and I don't know that I ever will. So, and Sanctuary Studios. I think that's all of them. And you guys, thank you for giving us great shows that we can watch and let our families watch. And you and Charles do a great job. Thanks, KR.
Well, thank you very much, John. And hopefully we'll talk to you in Victory Circle here before too much longer. But speaking of Victory Circle, I think Charles has our race winner.
I do indeed have who we refer to as Jeff I Never Win Races stabbed now in Victory Lane. So obviously he does win races because he's here with me now in Victory Lane. My pick for the win, and he brings it home, so I don't look as bad know what I'm doing out here. First off, how does it feel to be back in Victory Lane again? Not you haven't been in this series, but you have been in Victory Lane in the trucks, and now first time winner here in the Xfinity Series this season.
We finally got one in this series, Charles. This is our first one. We've never won here before, so the new leader, Chevy Camaro team, Wicked Chassis car, was extremely happy to be a first time in Victory Lane there.
Well, I have to take credit. I picked you, so I think I deserve a pay raise. So I'm going to need like 5 pounds of some chicken wings. That's how I get paid around here, and I'm perfectly happy with that. But I picked you for the win. You kind of hung around 3rd to 4th, maybe even 5th for a good chunk of the race. We got that green flag run there towards the end of the race, and that car seemed to come to life. KR thinks you cheated. I just think you're a good driver. So, did something change in there? Was it just that good at the long flag run that was able to propel you to the victory here?
We had that first long green flag run, and I think I was behind Case because he was fast for quite a while, and then right before that caution came out, I was running him down, sticking my nose inside. So I realized real quick that we probably had one of the fastest long run cars here. So we were just trying to take it easy on the short runs and just not lose too much track position. Just run up front, and was really just hoping for a long green flag run at the end of the finish. I mean, that was about my best chance. Thought if we got up front in some clean air and got a long green flag run, we'd be able to get away from these guys.
And you definitely were pulling away. Again, I think at last check you had a .666 second lead, and it was growing the longer we ran. I personally think even if we'd have gone stayed green and that caution hadn't come out, I think barring any incidents where you spun yourself out or whatever got into the wall, you'd have won this race regardless. as you were doing a fantastic job of pulling away from the field here. But such a good run. You only led 28 laps. You didn't lead the most laps, but you were right up there. 3 more laps, you would have led more than John Ottenbacher, but Case Hinkins will lead the most laps here tonight, just unable to come away with the win, but he still got a top 5 finish. Again, fantastic run. First win of the season in the Xfinity Series, so we definitely know you always have some sponsors and shout-outs. So who would those be for the victory here tonight?
Well, first of all, can't tell you how excited we were to put the Wicked Chassis Highway Equipment Company cars 1-2 in this race. That was awesome. So we'll start off with Highway Equipment Company. They sponsor our team in the series. I got the new leader, John Head to Highway, so big thanks to those guys. They also sponsor the entire Xfinity series, so they're big for us. We've got Sanctuary Studios on board. We've got SimStar Motorsports, who's been doing some sponsorships with us here recently. We had Walls Beard Co. With their beard balm, fantastic product. Walls Beard, www.wallsbeardco.com. Got to try it if you got a beard. You need to use it. You know you want to. It's good stuff. But they were once again the race sponsor. They've been helping us keep this series broadcast for quite a while now, many years. Big shout out to you, of course, there at MaxSpeedTV. I know our guys worked very hard to put on a good race for you. They practiced, they worked their butts off. But I don't think anybody in our series works as hard as you do as putting on a good show. So big thanks to you. I'm not talking to KR right now or thanking him. He still doesn't pick me. I'm sure I just forgot somebody there. I just made my own self laugh. But there's a lot of people that make this happen. So big shout out to all of them. Feel bad my teammate there, Mark Walls, had some hardware issues in the middle of that race. Or I would imagine he'd have been right up there in the mix with us. I think Chris White had a hell of a run coming through the field like he did. And Case Hankins hadn't had that pit stop mishap, man. I don't know if we'd have got this win. So a lot of people to thank.
Well, definitely a few mistakes here and there, little stuff, technical errors on people, malfunctions and stuff. They all played in your favor here tonight to get the win. We like to tell people it's the winner chicken dinner, but unfortunately, 12:30 in the morning. Bad news is the concession stand is closed, so chicken is out of the question. Unless you want to go to IHOP, I hear they're open 24 hours a day. So you'll have to get a rain check on that chicken dinner. So that is unfortunate, but it doesn't matter. You come away with the win here, so congrats on that. But we're not done just yet. So we still have to go through your unofficial race results, of course, barring any race control issues, and thank all the sponsors here on board. KR, do you want to run through our top 10 in the results, and I will finish this off here for the night.
I'll tell you what, Jeff Stabnow won the race, had a great car. Man, even though it finished under yellow, I don't think you can shortchange him. I just do want to point out, I have picked Jeff to win a few races, and when I do pick him, he does win. I just missed tonight. Thought I had a winner with Case, but it didn't happen. But congratulations to Jeff Stabnow getting the win. John Ottenbacher, one of my other favorite drivers here, he's going to finish second in a great race for him. Chris White third. Brett Johnson doing a great job at recovering from his first pit stop incident. He's going to wind up fourth. Case Hinkins fifth. Sixth place is going to be Matt Henry, who always finds a way to the front. Andy Vogt seventh. Corey Walters eighth. Brad Cornell ninth. And Frank Harris going to round out your top 10.
And 11th place will be David Heath. 12th place, Carl Burke. 13th, Gerald Heffley. 14th, David Applegate. Again, not having the run he wanted here tonight. Getting involved in at least one incident, but he will be back next week. And rounding out your top 15 is Gary Nichols. Nichols will be back next week. Had a very good fast car here, just involved in some incidents that kept him towards the back of the field. 16th goes to Josh Cushman. 17th, Kip Leo. 18th, Mark Walls, who we heard just had some technical difficulties with his computer. That is unfortunate for him. 19th, Trenton Barrington. 20th, Scott Mann. Again, we're not sure quite what happened to him early in the race to put him in the back of the field as he started on pole and just went back right off the start to his pit stall and let everybody by. And later on out of the race due to a wreck, I do believe it was, if I recall correctly. So that is unfortunate for him, is that he will there finish back in 20th. 21st going to Mike Peterson. And beyond that, Michael Morris and Scott Hutchinson did not start the race here. So, again, just very unfortunate for those guys that didn't get to start here. Hutchinson may have been having some internet issues once again, and getting a little bit of lag in the overlay, so we do apologize for that. But again, not quite the finish some of these guys wanted here tonight. But before we sign off for the night, KR, any final words you want to give out there to the viewers, the drivers, anything else just before we sign off for the night?
Man, just some great racing at a tough track here at Kentucky, and really saw some of the cream of this league rise to the top when the tires got slicked off. All of the good was worn off of them, and some of the best drivers found their way to the front, and some of them overcame some tough adversity and still managed to get some good finishes.
They did indeed. And again, having some issues with the overlays here, locking up here on the last result page, so we do apologize for that. But we do want to thank all the sponsors again on the racing side of things. Of course, some of our new sponsors are coming on board here. Menu Runners, Sim Speed Shop, Home Net, hosting and PC Repair, Elite 7 Racing, and Ohio IndyCar League. A big shout out to all those guys for coming on board here on MaxSpeedTV, and of course on the racing side of things. We definitely want to give a big shout out to Sanctuary Studios, Highway Equipment Company, and both of their divisions, New Leader and Highway. All of those great sponsors coming on board for this series. But again, that is going to do it for us here tonight. We are going to sign off, but we'll see you next Monday night for this series again at 10:30 Central, 11:30 Eastern. Until then, stay safe and have a safe night, especially for all you people out there in that path of all that bad weather that's coming down. Hopefully everyone is safe out there. But again, we'll see you at the next race.